We welcome you to our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni, presented by Wawa. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. Coach, good afternoon to you. Let's talk a little bit about the quarterback room. There are some changes there. You've got Gardner Minshew now at number 2 and Reed Sinnett, who Eagles fans really don't know a whole lot about. So can you tell Eagles fans who don't know maybe a lot about Gardner either what you like about both of these guys?
Yeah, we were able to spend a lot of time with Gardner in the pre-draft work when we were in there in Indianapolis, and so we really liked his makeup, his ability. Then we were able to see him in person twice a year, and he had a couple good games against the Colts that helped them win the football game. So we always had our eye on Gardner as far as the type of player he was, just being in that division, and then obviously getting an opportunity to get him here. We were really excited to have him and him to move into this role of being in this room and backing up Jalen. And then as far as Reed, you know the league, you watch the league and you see different players play, and you're like, well, this guy had a good game. So we all really liked what we saw on tape. Big, strong arm quarterback, and so who had some success. Obviously had a lot of success in college, why he's in this position that he is right now, but then had some success in the preseason games this year. So excited about the room. Excited about them being able to work with Jalen and help Jalen through the grind of the season and helping him out, just like our coaches do as well. So really excited about this quarterback room and what we have in there.
You mentioned earlier in the week that Jalen gets the #1 reps in practice. So how does, just for fans who don't know, how does Gardner get up to speed should he be needed in the game? And how does Reed learn the Eagle way?
Yeah, it's with Gardner, it's just important that he takes mental reps over and over and over again. That's pretty common with a backup quarterback, that they have to be ready to go when their number is called, even without getting any of the reps. So it's so important for the quarterback to get the mental reps. And what you see with Gardner every single day is that you see him in walkthrough, you see him behind Jalen in walkthrough of him going through the same steps and the same reads as Jalen, and then you see the same thing in team reps. And so obviously you get him that live work in the individual drills, but that's Gardner's been doing that since he got here, and we really feel comfortable that he's ready to step into the role as the backup because he's worked hard at the offense. We know his talent's there, but mentally he's done a phenomenal job of getting himself caught up without having that training camp because of the type of worker he is. As far as Reed goes, he's got to do the same. He's got to take the same process that Gardner did, right? He hasn't been here. He got another system in his head. He's got to do everything he can do to catch himself up. We got to do everything we can do as coaches to catch him up, but just kind of go through the same steps that Gardner did that I just mentioned right here to make sure. We also have those developmental periods at the end of practice to help our young guys get up to speed when and if their number is called.
Nick, going back to the game Sunday in Las Vegas, that first drive was just so beautiful, so perfect. How do you bottle that and have that more consistently? Is that the goal for you?
Yeah, of course. So, we've played spurts of good football, both offensively and defensively, and so that's the goal, is just to be consistent and be, that's one of our things that we talk about all the time, is how do you be the same guy every single day, so there's no surprises. And that's coaches, players, everybody. The consistency, you want that, because as you looked at the rest of the drive, and I'm just saying things that I've already said to the players. As you look at some of the other drives, you get a drive going. The second drive went going. It was backed up. You got going a little bit. The third drive, you're at about the 38-yard line, going in to try to score it again to take a lead, and it stalls out. And so what are the things that stall you out in drives? Well, penalties stall you out, turnovers stall you out, drop passes stall you out, negative plays stall you out, and we all contribute to it. Coaches, players, everybody contributes to it. But you just got to eliminate those negative things that can happen in a drive, because those are the things that set you back and put you so far behind that sometimes it's hard to overcome.
If you could give me some football 101 for fans who might not understand this, when a quarterback lines up under center versus in the shotgun, what does that do? What does that mean?
It just, anytime you're giving the defense different looks, it just forces them to cover different things. So sometimes you do it because it gives you an advantage as an offense. Sometimes you do it to give the unscouted looks to the defense, right? And so, when you do that, like let's say you're running a pass play. Let's say you're running the pass play that we were under center for the third play of the game to Dallas, right? Well, the action's a little bit different because of where the back is, and your steps as a quarterback's a little different, but you still get to the same depth. You still read it the same way. You're still getting that space away from the offensive line. So it's just different looks to make us more multiple to defend, and sometimes it is just to take an advantage of something the defense gives when you are under center or in the gun.
In a young quarterback's development, is that drop back from under center come along a little bit later, since they've been in the shotgun, it seems, most of their college career?
You know what? Really, to be honest with you, Dave, like the drop back game from under center is kind of non-existent. You don't ever really take a drop back from there, but play action is, because you want that play action to marry the run game. And so that's where that development comes. And yes, a lot of college players aren't under center a lot. You know, Jalen is phenomenal at the zone read, and he's phenomenal at running the football. So you get an advantage, like when he is in the shotgun, with his ability to hold the backside. So again, you just do different things to mix things up and to give the defense different looks and to continue to grow in things that you want to be successful at.
I know that starts have been a point of emphasis for you, but what does it mean? Only one halftime lead this year, and that was against Atlanta when the offense was just terrific, the defense great for an entire 60 minutes. How much has that kind of hindered the idea of playing great football for 60 minutes, that you're coming back?
You always want to start fast. You always want to go into the locker room with a lead, because the numbers say that you win more of those games than you lose. So you always want to start fast, because like there's no secret. Every time you go out there on offense, you're trying to score points, and every time you go out there on defense, you're trying to stop them from scoring points. So you always want to start fast. You always want to, if you have 4 possessions in the first half, you'd love to be up 28-0, obviously. But starting fast is super important. I think we're doing pretty well offensively as far as points in the first quarter. We just have to maintain that, in the second and third quarters, and play complementary football, with getting stops, putting points on the board, so we can have that lead and play from ahead like we did in Atlanta.
In the postgame against the Raiders, you mentioned the word compete for the defense. Jonathan Gannon was asked about that. What does that mean? What do you want to see moving forward here with this defense?
Yeah, you just want to contest, and that's the main thing. You want to contest. Anytime a quarterback's completing, 31 or 34, you want to contest, and you do that a couple different ways. Again, that's obviously to our advantage, the ways that we're going to do it, because we don't want to let anybody know outside of this building how we're going to do that, particularly the Detroit Lions. But you just want to contest the throws in different ways. There's a lot of different ways to do that. We just want to contest more as a defense, and so that will be a goal of ours this weekend.
Speaking of Detroit, new coach, new quarterback, what are you seeing from them?
You don't see a team that you look at the record. Like if you look at the record and say they're 0-7, right, and then you watch the tape, it's hard to see that, because you see a well-coached team, you see a team that plays hard, that fights, the team that has some talent on it, and so it doesn't reflect. They don't reflect their record. They've had some tough breaks, and so we know, just like any time in this league, that we got to be on it. We got to be ready to go, and we got to be ready for the challenge that they're gonna bring on Sunday, because we know if we're not going to be successful. So we just have to be on our stuff, and it starts today on a Wednesday when the players are in here getting ready to practice and getting ready to meet, and just be on it every single day to put ourselves in a position to win this football game on Sunday.
Nick Sirianni, thanks so much. Our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. Go to Detroit, bring home a victory, Coach.
Thanks, Dave.